Welcome everyone back to another video on a Grain City. As you guys see, I'm in Big Blue Coffee right now, enjoying myself some coffee. We have a lot to do today in today's episode, so we gotta get some coffee in. I think I've already had enough coffee, to be honest. Probably shouldn't have any more, so I'm gonna go ahead and just leave. I will take a slice of cake though. Oh, never mind. I'm not hungry. Okay. Anyway, as you guys can see by the title of the thumbnail and the title, we will be doing a mob farm today, and this is actually gonna be a tutorial for you guys. For those of you that don't know how to make a mob farm, we're making a pretty big mob farm today in Crane City. Now, guys, I've been doing a lot of thinking of where I should actually put the mob farm at, because as you guys know, a long time ago, if I can just get my spyglass, you guys can see that we have a mob farm up here that looks horrendous. What did I just say? Horrendous. It looks terrible. And look at that. It's just broken. There's water all falling on it. So I was like, you know what? We need to make a new farm. It doesn't work anymore. It's actually broke ever since we converted over to Bedrock edition from our previous edition, which was Legacy, and it's just been broken ever since. And honestly, I've just been too lazy to destroy it. So in today's episode, we're going to be getting rid of this monstrosity, and we're also going to be building a new one that is 4 times bigger and hopefully 4 times better. So with that being said, today's, like I said, will be a tutorial. I will put a timestamp in the video to skip straight to the tutorial in case you guys don't want to watch all the, in between part of me actually gathering materials and whatnot and actually building it. I will go ahead and make a timestamp for you guys on the screen so you can go and skip to that. But with that being said, the first thing that we gotta have to do is get rid of this. Like I said, it's just terrible, guys. It's just horrendous. Did I just say that again? I just said it again. So here we are on the top of the mob farm. We can look down on Crane City there, as you guys can see. It's all the way over there. And yeah, this is pretty much where we left off at. We have this little clock that pretty much just, activates these dispensers that pretty much activate water. You guys probably already get the idea. You see right here, the observers will actually activate the water, but this is actually broken now. So we can go ahead and start removing all of this from here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm actually super excited for this video because, guys, I've had this farm here forever now. Okay, we've had this since episode 4 of the series, and it's already episode 31, and it's still here. Okay, it's still here. I believe we transferred over to Bedrock on episode 11 or 12. So it's been here for around 20-ish episodes. I can't do the math right now because my brain's not working, but it's been here for a minute. So I'm definitely excited to finally get rid of this honky-donk mob farm that doesn't even work anymore. Oh boy, lots of blocks in the ground. I probably should have brought a sugar box. So I pretty much just finished ripping the entire roof off of the mob farm. As you guys can see, it's going to be a little while before we get the entire thing broken down. So I'm going to do a quick time lapse for you guys to get this part out the way, and then we can move on to the next part. So I guess it's time to go into our little time lapse mode. Alright guys, so what you're going to need for today's tutorial is a solid block of any choice. You're also going to need yourself some scaffolding and some buckets of water. Now that is the majority of everything we need here. This farm is redstone free, which means that there is no redstone actually included in today's farm. It's super simple, super easy. Anyone could do it, and it's literally just a process of you placing the same pretty much style of blocks over and over again until you get yourself a really big farm. So with that being said, before we actually get to the farm building, I do want to say location is key. Okay, location can break or make your farm, And currently where I'm actually building mine would be considered a bad spot to build it. I really recommend you guys build it over an ocean, and preferably not over an ocean monument, because guardians will take up spawns for your mob farm. As you guys can see over here, my previous mob farm I had here on the server was right over a guardian farm, and it did not get as many mob spawns as it could have, but it still worked really, really good. So I definitely recommend you guys go over an ocean, as far away from land as possible, and you guys can build the farm probably around, I think it's safe to say around Y45 is a good height. You guys can start this at Y45. That way you guys have it, nice in the air. Don't have to worry about any drown spawning down below. And that's really going to help pretty much make your farm automatically very, very pretty much efficient and very good. So with that being said, for me, you guys already know we're building this in Crane City, so this is going to be a bit difficult for me, but I can still make it. I can still pull it off as long as I light up enough caves around me to make it to where I'm reducing all the mob spawns that are around me. So if you guys build over an ocean, you're pretty much mob proofing it automatically. But if you're building it on land, then you will not be mob proofing it automatically, and you will need to do it manually like I am today. So with that being said, now that we have that out the way, we can start off with the first step. Alrighty guys, so once you guys have found your location for where you want your farm, you want to make this sort of platform, which is very, very simple. All you're doing is going to place one block in the center like so, and you want to go out 7 blocks in each direction. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do the exact same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like that. And then you can go ahead and sort of make this zigzag, fill it in all the way to where it's pretty much a perfect rhombus shape or square shape, depending on what you're looking at it. And after you've actually done that, the goal is to make it to where when you place a bucket of water in the center, it gets, it pretty much reaches the edges, but it doesn't fall off the edge. As you guys can see, there is no water spilling over, and that is pretty much all you want to do there. So after you've actually made this platform, you can go ahead and grab your scaffolding, and you want to go ahead and fill this entire thing in. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just place one center block. This doesn't have to be scaffolding in the middle, but you want to place scaffolding everywhere else. So we're going to go ahead and just place all the scaffolding, and I can go ahead and explain to you guys what this is going to do. Pretty much in Bedrock Edition, mobs can actually spawn through scaffolding. So these blocks I'm placing right here with this stone, mobs can still spawn on them even though there's scaffolding right here. So with that being said, when I actually filled all of this with scaffolding, I'm going to place a water bucket right there. It's going to push all the water to the edges, and when they spawn there, they're going to pretty much spawn in the water that's already flowing, and they're going to fall right off the edge. So that's pretty much that simple. That is the entire sort of platform design, pretty much done and dusted. It's super easy. The only thing that is hard about it is the repetition of actually making these. Obviously, if you want a really efficient mob farm, you can make as many of these as you want, depending on your simulation distance, which I will say in realms, your simulation, your simulation distance is only 4 in realms. However, your simulation distance in regular Minecraft survival is probably around 8, which means that you can actually make this farm much, much bigger if you want to. So keep that in mind when you guys are making this, depending on a realm. If you guys are making this in a realm, you want to make it at the size that I'm making them at max. But if you guys are playing on another world, you guys can actually make it bigger than what I'm making it today. But anyway, with that being said, all you want to do now is just rinse and repeat. So as you guys can see, we're going to just do the exact same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I fell. And there should be a 1 block gap in between the scaffolding and the stone brick. Make sure that's like that. As you guys can see, if I was a mob, I'm getting pushed out. I'm not pressing any buttons on my keyboard. I would get pushed right off the edge, and that's exactly what we want. So you want to copy that process and just stack them pretty much as many times as you want. Alrighty guys, so for the sake of the video, I went ahead and made 2 rows of these platforms for the spawning. And yeah, that's pretty much all you really need. If you do want to expand the farm, you obviously can make more of these. The more, the better. But for now, I'm going to just leave 2. I'm probably going to expand it to 4 later. But, for the sake of the video, just to make sure this video gets out on time, I will just be leaving 2 for now. So now we can do the next part, which is making the roof, which is going to allow it to be dark at all times, whether it's day or night. So in order to do that, as you guys can see, I have this sort of weird shape up here, which is kind of like a rhombus. All you have to do here, super simple. I'll show you guys, walk you guys right through it. You want to pretty much find the end of one of these platforms you have here. So I'm just gonna go over here all the way to the end, just like this. As you guys can see, this very block, I'm gonna place one here, and I'm gonna count to 11 going this direction. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and then all you gotta do is do the same thing you did on these platforms. You just kind of just zigzag all the way over here. So pretty much what this is doing is it's making your blocks as efficient as possible without having to waste a bunch of blocks. This is great for those of you that are on survival and don't have a lot of blocks or have a limited amount of blocks. This is great for that. If you guys don't care about blocks, you can just kind of eyeball it and do whatever you want. As long as it's dark, it is gonna work. But I don't know. I mean, I think mob farms look cool when their roofs look like this. So I feel like they kind of look, you know, kind of like futuristic-ish. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I actually personally like the way these roofs look. So therefore, I'm gonna be doing it in today's tutorials. So once you are finished, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. It looks like two rhombuses mashed into each other to make one very unique object. I think it's definitely a very unique shape indeed. So after that, all you guys want to do is, you probably already guessed this, but you want to go ahead and fill all of this in with whatever block of choice you want. Just make sure that it's a solid block. It can't be glass, or else this light's going to go through and it's going to pretty much defeat the entire purpose of what you're doing. So make sure it's some sort of solid block like cobblestone that is going to block light. Alright guys, so once you have gotten that situated, as you guys can see, the farm's already pumping out some mobs. We got a bunch of mob drops here. Been standing here for approximately, I would say about 20 seconds. Okay, this thing definitely starts moving as soon as you get this thing done. This guy survived because he landed in the water. Yeah, since I've gotten the entire roof in, as you guys can see, mobs are dropping like crazy right now. This thing is pumping out a lot of mobs, which is making them just pretty much fall splat on the ground. And there's just gunpowder and rotten flesh everywhere. So that means that the mob farm is indeed working. If you guys see this, that is a very good sign. That means you're on the right track. If you do not see this, do not worry. That does not mean you necessarily done anything wrong. There can just be a little bit of lighting up caves that you might need to do, which I'll be walking you guys through that in a bit. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next phase, which is going to be installing the drop system, or the collection system. Before we do that, I'm gonna sleep real quick just to show you guys the production of this farm. So real quick, I do keep in mind, or I guess I can educate you guys on exactly how mobs spawns work in Minecraft. All there is to it is that the more mobs or the less mobs you have around you that are hostile, the more mobs that will fall from your farm. So for example, when it's nighttime, there's not going to be as many mobs coming from this thing, because there's mobs pretty much everywhere, and they're going to take up what is called the mob cap. But as long as, you know, it's daytime, like around here, as you guys can see, this thing is just pumping out pretty much, it's pumping out more than what JinkyCraft pumped out. And I only made 2 modules. Honestly, this might just be enough. If you guys, aren't really looking to make it huge, this is definitely more than enough for you guys' needs. And I actually think I might leave it at this. The only reason I made it a 4 module last time is because it wasn't actually moving that fast. Like, wow, it's actually going pretty crazy. I haven't even lit up any caves yet. I haven't done any type of mob proofing. All I've literally done was build the thing, and it's already showing some very impressive rates. Alrighty guys, so there are 2 ways you can do the collection system, okay? You can have them either fall splat on the ground, which is pretty much what's been going on ever since I built this. They kind of just been hitting the ground and dying. Or you can make a collection system to pretty much where they all get gathered into a one area, and then perhaps you can put a trident killer in there, or you can just kill them yourself with your sword. It is 100% up to you. Now let me give you guys a couple of numbers real quick. The farm is as efficient as they die, if that makes any sense at all. So you see these guys are dying immediately as they drop on the ground, which is immediately spawning more mobs up there. But when you have water pushing them all into a one spot, they live a little bit longer. So it's going to take a little bit more time for them to start spawning in. But at the same time, if you have a trident killer and you have looting 3 in your sword, you're going to get much more drops anyway. So honestly, it's just personal preference from here. I think for me, since I got, I mean, look at the rates in this thing. It's actually moving really well. I think I might, I don't know. I think I might just leave it as is. I mean, it's super simple. Actually, no. Actually, no. I'm probably going to make a trident killer though, because I do want XP from the farm. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do a trident killer on this bad boy. I'm gonna walk you guys exactly through what you have to do. For those of you that are trying to just, you know, not do a trident killer and just trying to have them fall splat in the ground, all there is to it is just placing a flat surface that's around 21 blocks away from that block. And as long as they're falling 21 blocks or more, they're going to die every single time. Unless a zombie has feather falling and they just don't die on their boots. But other than that, they should die every single time. However, the trident killer will make it to where no matter what armor they have, they will always die. And it's going to make it pretty much feather falling proof. So we're going to go ahead and do the trident killer way. And man, this thing is just really, really good. I'm sorry, like, I did not expect it to actually be this good already. I haven't really even done anything. I might not need to even light up caves, to be honest. Alright guys, so to start things off for the collection system, you want to take your blocks once again, and just how we made the roof and how you went out 11 blocks away from the block there, which is the actual platform, you want to do the same thing except go out 6 blocks. As you guys can see here, starting from right here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do that on all the edges and just make the zigzags the exact same way we did that. And that's the first step towards the platform. After that, you're going to want to outline this bad boy. So all you got to do is just take your blocks once again and pretty much make a edge around this that is going to make sure that the water flows in the right direction. Alright, so after that, after you guys have gotten the outline like this, it should look a little bit like this. All we're going to do is pretty much just continue this sort of vortex going down until you pretty much reach like a small little gap. So yeah, it's super simple. Just literally do what you did, but just going down instead of up. Alright guys, so you should have a little something that looks like this. It's going to be pretty much a 3x3 in the end. I probably should have mentioned before that on the middle part right here, you want to just kind of stop once you go down, what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4. After you go down 4, the 5th one, just go ahead and stop, because the water is going to eventually just split and it's going to push into either side. So it doesn't really matter which way they go. I'll show you guys exactly how the water is going to work after we're finished. But now I just got to finish this hole right here and just make sure it looks just like this one. And it's pretty much going to be these 2 chutes that are going to be the collection system. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that part, and I'll be back with you guys once we can move on from this. Alright guys, so after you have gotten both sides looking a little bit something like this, I went ahead and placed some torches so you guys can see what it is supposed to look like. These torches are irrelevant and are going to be flushed away once we place the water anyway. But once you do that, you want to go ahead and place some signs. You want to grab yourself 18 signs. It does not matter which kind. And you want to go ahead and place them like so. And that's pretty much going to stop the water from going any further in the chute. That way we can, you know, move on and actually get the mobs to die and the trident killers. So what way to do this? Super simple. Just place signs there, then place signs in those signs, and then place signs on those signs. It's super simple, and that should stop all the water flow. So now we can go ahead and work on the water. Alrighty guys, so it has been a minute since I actually recorded. I did quite a bit of work. As you guys see, all we did was just place the water here all on the edges. By the way guys, I am on peaceful mode just so we don't have any mobs attacking us as I'm trying to explain what we're doing. But what we did was we just put water around here. This water will be sitting water, but you guys don't have to worry about that. Chances are the mobs are not going to fall in this spot. They're all going to pretty much fall into where the water's pretty much moving. But as you guys can see here, we have these signs down here. I forgot to actually mention, you want to place an additional 4 signs in the right corner, like so. So we have the 3x3 area with 9 signs. You want to place them in the way that I placed them, where 4 is right here, and it's going to stop the water, and they're going to fall right in there. That is for the spiders, so you don't have as much hard time with spiders. And we do the same thing over here. Left side closest to the left and closest to the right on the other side. And before we actually finish up, I do want to actually mention, you want to go ahead and also add a bit of extra signs here, because you would not be able to have spiders fitting through here, and spiders can just all stockpile in this one spot and end up stopping your farm from spawning mobs, which we obviously do not want. So with that being said, it is very important that you guys add signs here. I just realized I'm doing it the wrong way. These are actually all going to get broken as soon as I break the block underneath it. I actually need to place these on the wall right here. So we'll place signs just like this all the way across until you fill up that gap, and then place signs on that sign, and then you should be all good to go, and you won't have to worry about any spiders getting stuck in spots that they shouldn't be at. And Alright guys, so once you have your area with your signs and then you have pretty much a 3x5 hole right there, you want to go ahead and just build some blocks down on the back wall, depending on whichever way it is facing. As you can see, this part is flush with the front of this little chute I made here. So whichever side is not flush with this 2 by whatever this is, but it's too wide, you want to go ahead and pull it like this. And all you want to do is you want to place some blocks like this, and you want to get it to where the water is pretty much getting pushed. Okay, I lost my bucket for a second. The water's getting pushed this way like that, and that's pretty much going to fix that issue right there. So I will say real quick, it probably would help to actually have more signs here to actually stop the water flow from going in the middle as well. So we're gonna place some more signs just like this, and that's going to stop the water from going that way as well. I'm out of signs. I need to craft some more. I mean, I guess that would work. As long as they're getting pushed off the edge, it doesn't really matter. So now that we have that going for us, we can just finish off the little bits and touches to the chute. Now, I believe I did mention this, but just in case if I didn't, we're gonna make sure this is too wide, because most trident killers are actually 2x2 and not 3x2. And if not, if it is 3 wide, don't worry about it. All you gotta do is just push them into a 2x2 area for the trident killer. Now, I'll actually not be making a tutorial on the trident killer. I don't have a design that's actually mine. This entire mob farm is my design, but I don't want to, use anyone else's design to try to take credit from them. But guys, there's tons of spider or 2x2 trident killer tutorials on YouTube, so you guys can just check those out. And all I gotta do is just install it right here, and that is that. But there we go, guys. That is pretty much the entire farm done, which is super cool. So we can go ahead and test this out right now. I'm gonna sleep first, that way we don't have any other spawns getting messed up. But the goal is to get all the mobs to fall down that one chute. That's the entire goal of all of this monstrosity. It looks pretty cool from down low, I must say. But that is the entire goal, is just to get them to all fall into a 2x2 area where they can get grinded up in a trident killer, and you guys can collect the loot and XP from them. So let's go ahead and switch to easy mode. By the way, guys, I never switch off of hard mode usually, unless I'm doing a tutorial like this. This is really heavy. I really want to make this as smooth as possible, so I did switch it from there. But as you can see, we are now on hard mode, and we can go ahead and see, if we get some mob spawns here. In theory, everything should be working, and we should be getting these guys to fall. And I really don't see any issues that can come into play. I mean, we have a big enough hole there, big enough holes there. They should flow right down the sides and fall right through. Oh wait, you know what? There is a problem. We didn't place the rest of the water. Yeah, you guys probably already caught this before I even said anything. But yes, you will need to put water in here as well in order to get them to flow inside of this 2x2. Okay, I completely just derped out and forgot about that. See guys, this is usually why I don't do tutorials on the channel. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Oh no. Oh, thank God there's some water. Okay, I gotta go. No more. No, there's more. Oh my goodness. Thank God there's water everywhere. Oh, no. There's creepers down there too. Oh, I'm dead. I can't swim through. I'm dead. Yeah. Oh, I'm alive. Okay, guys. See that? You see that? That's why we go on easy mode or peaceful. Absolutely dangerous. Oh my goodness, this skeleton. They always kill me in the end. Alright guys, so I am back, and we have pretty much finished lighting up all the caves in the area. I pretty much just went looking. Okay, I just went looking for the nearest ones. But before we end today's episode, I want to give you guys a little bit last piece of advice for you guys, and maybe you guys will learn something from here. But the way mobs spawn is pretty much they spawn within 128 blocks around you. So if you are pretty much standing here, then any block that is dark enough and is within 120 blocks around me, they will get mob spawns. And pretty much you can use that bit of advice to your advantage. So if you are, let's say, standing or you're AFKing up here, for example, well, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get more mob spawns even at nighttime, because there's not as many caves loaded down low that mobs can spawn in. Whereas if I'm down here, obviously I'm closer to the earth, which means more caves are being loaded down below me, which means there is a chance that there could be more mobs spawning below me, which is definitely a very important piece of information to keep in mind. So with that being said, if you guys do want to have your AFK station here, that is totally possible. However, you want to make sure that the XP is coming to you somehow. So you want to find a way to, you know, use water elevators to push the XP up to you, because if the XP does get overstacked, it will end up crashing your server. XP, for whatever reason, it just crashes if there's too much on the ground. So you want to make sure there's a way you can collect the XP as efficiently as possible, which I'm probably going to figure out a way to do, since that will actually be really cool. But if these guys don't despawn down here, which they shouldn't, nope, they don't despawn, that's perfect, then we can just easily make a trident killer here and just make a loot collection system that pushes all the items up to where I'm at, and I can actually make my storage system right on up there, and that'll actually be a really cool way to block a lot of spawns and prevent you guys from having to do a bunch of cave lighting up. So either one, honestly, both ways are going to take kind of a grind. It's going to be a bit of a hassle to, you know, get a redstone system that does require redstone to push the items up to you. So either you can do that, or you can light up caves. It's up to you guys. I'll leave that one up to you guys, obviously, but I'm probably going to do the one that sounds cooler, which means we're going to push all these items up to here. But I'm going to do that in the next episode, because I'm unfortunately out of time for today. But oh my goodness. Oh, no. I can't believe I forgot this as well. I cannot outro. I forgot. You have to place slabs on top. I hope you guys are still watching the video. Slabs. Slab the roof, or else mobs will spawn up here like crazy at nighttime. Definitely slab the roof. With that being said, that is it. That is all there is to the farm, and that is all there is to today's episode. So if you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one.